Hey everyone, I'm Ryan and welcome back to 1KB Construction. As many of you know, this channel has been my passion, focusing on mason, landscaping, concrete and many other related construction work. Thanks to all of you, we've grown to almost 60,000 subscribers and I'm truly appreciate your support. Today I want to share an excited news to you all. I just launched a brand new YouTube channel specifically just catering for renovation. This channel will cover many things as you regard renovation, like bathroom, kitchen, all your renovation need and so much more. If you're looking for any ideas about step-by-step guide, I would love for you to check it out. Now back to today's project. We continue to work on this stunning project. Last time we laid a basic stone and tackled some chickly corner, but today we're gonna start on the upper section. So we're gonna start by mixing the mortar. No further ado, let's dive right into the video. So we're going to start by mixing the mortar. Usually we start with like quarter bucket of water and keep on hard. We start with around quarter bucket of water and we just keep adding the mortar mix till we reach the consistency of a mayonnaise peanut butter consistency. We'll put our foot right onto the bucket and keep mixing this way to prevent it from spinning around. Just be careful of putting too much water at start. That's why it's important to start with quarter bucket. That way you keep adding more mortar to your mixture. It's easier for you to add more mortar than take away the water. So it's better to start with quarter bucket of water, and then if you need more water as you go in the mix, you will know to add it. So as you see here, we had the water. Now it's a little bit too soft. So now we're adding more mortar to our mix. Once you do the first mix, you will know how many water you will need, so you can always keep that in mind. If a little bit more than quarter to make the complete mix. Now that we have our mortar onto our mix because it's a little bit too soft, we're gonna continue on until we reach the consistency that we want. That's crazy, yeah. So before we start our stone installation, there are some tools that you will need. Let's take a moment to go over the tools and material we will use today. First up, we have here our trowel, which will be essential for spreading the mortar onto the stone. It's very important to have one of these. We also need level to ensure everything is straight. Of course, you need a gloves, protect your hands. It's very important to have a gloves here. Of course, you're gonna need a respirator of some kind. Protect your lungs, it's very important. Don't mess up your lungs, guys. You also need a tape to measure your stone as you go. Here we have a slicker. This is important for when you're doing your joints. We're not gonna cover any joints in this video. That's gonna be a separate video. Also, you will need a slicker, a jointer, and all these tools you can get at your local building supply. You also will need a pencil just to mark on your stone. And of course, here are our stone. These stones, we have them in 3 different dimensions. We have small, this is the small one. Small pieces. This is a natural stone. It was a full stone and the homeowner cut these to size, cut it down so that way we can use it as a veneer stone. And of course we have here our corner piece. These are the corner piece that's gonna go in the corner to make a return. Later on up in the video, I will show you guys how to install these the right and proper way. These are the stones that we will be using for our wall. Check out the color and the texture. It's beautiful, aren't it? With our tools and material ready, let's get started, guys. Alright, so now we're gonna begin our stone installation. Go through and clear our wall, remove any form of high spot that's there. So here I'm gonna start with medium stone. We're gonna start with this medium piece right here. So first we wanna do, you wanna make sure you clean the back of your stone. Make sure that it's free from any form of dust or debris before you apply your mortar onto the back of your stone. Now that we know that our stone is clean from dust and debris, we're gonna go ahead and apply our mortar to the back of our stone. You wanna go over your stone with an even coat of mortar. I'm trying to achieve maybe like a ½ inch coverage over my stone. We also need to apply some mortar onto our wall where we need to install our stone. So just gonna go over it just like you see I'm doing it here. And remember, if you have any form of question regarding this installation, feel free to leave them in the comment section that you want to cover. So now that we have him here, we're gonna kind of shove him in place just like so, kind of squeeze it in. So we have the spacers that we have down here. We're gonna remove one from the lower side because those stone are already dry. So as you see, I put a spacer right to the edge of this stone here, so that way the stone that's gonna come over here can sit on this spacer here to continue the same level that we have with this one here. Once we have one at this end, we need to have one at the far end, which would be out here. Make sure that you maintain your joint. So we want to have an even joint, same space. If you're working with a 3/8 here, you want to have the same 3/8 joint here as you go for your head joint. Now that we have here, we need to take a measurement to cut the piece that's gonna go here. So what I'm doing here, I'm lining up this stone here with the edge of this one. Make sure that it's nice in line. And now that we need to mark it so that way we can have a 3/8 space leave off here. Let's go and cut this one. So cutting your stone, you have two ways to cut it. One way is to use a angle grinder, and another way is to use a skill saw like you see I'm using here. This is the method that we're going to use to cut this stone right now. So first we got to start our saw. Your respirator, it's very important. Protect your lungs. So we also need to make a cut for this one here. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to make it from there, mark over here. This way we can go right across. This way you could use your tape, but I'm just gonna just put the stone. Or I can just, you know, let me just use my pencil just to make the mark. I'm just gonna mark there. We have this one. You're gonna come back over like so. Make sure that you wear your mask. So before you install it, you wanna put it on here just to check if it is where you want them. Now we can go ahead and apply our mortar onto our stone. Very important to match the joint, the hedge here with the existing one that's already there. That way you have a nice straight joint going up when you're ready for caulking. So if you look here, you see that this stone here is a different height from this one, and it's the same spacer that we have here. What you have to do in a case like this, you have to use, this is a 1/8 spacer, you have to bring this side up a little bit higher so that way you can match with this top here. So you want to just barely tilt it up a little bit. This spacer, you don't want to shove them inward too much either. That way when you're ready to pull them out, it's difficult for you to take them out. So just keep pushing them in there, just maybe like half a space where the stone is. That way you should be good. We're gonna measure, we'll measure from the outside stone that's already here. It's 3 inches. We need to cut piece this size, 3 inches to fit over there. So as you see here, we have here a big, whatever size you have here, you always want to put a different size on top. So for instance, you have here a small, you have a medium. So you can either put a medium up top here, or you can put another small. But you don't want to put a big. Try avoid putting like a big on top of a big. Like a bigger one, a same size this, or one even bigger than this one. So being as this one here, you have the short side that turn this way at the corner. You want to turn the long side, which would be this way to this direction, and the short side to the longer direction. So for instance, you want to set it like so. You want to just vice versa it. Each time you go up in your corner, you're going to vice versa. The one that's going to go on top of this one, you're going to make the same turn, but the long part going to turn over here, and the short part going to turn over here, so that way you can tie your corner as you go up. Shove them on just like we did with the other ones. These spaces, we can remove them. We're gonna use one in the corner here. Remember, you don't want to go too far in with the spacers. This one right here, we're gonna put one at the hen over here, so that way this piece can connect with that one over there. Now we need to take a measurement to this one. We're gonna leave our 3/8 space that we have here. I just put a plumb mark onto my wall. This way we can maintain the straightness of the wall as we go up. So I'm just gonna measure from the line that we have there, minus to the stone, minus the joint, which would be 3/8. So right here now would be 9 3/4. Now that we have our stone, we're gonna apply our mortar right to our stone, same way like we did earlier. I know it might sound annoying to you guys, me keep on repeating myself. But honestly, having these apprentices with me at times, I find go over stuff more than one time. Keep on repeating it, it resonates to you more. Your brain retains the information more. So I hope you don't mind me repeating myself a few times, so that who really want to learn can get the message. That's the purpose of me saying it over and over again. Because we're not getting any younger. My goal is here is to teach the youth. A lot of times I got a few calls from some of my viewers out there who's congratulating me, saying thank you, Ryan. A lot of time I get some calls, some emails, people expressing their gratitude, and it makes me feel so good knowing that I can change someone's life, take them out of poverty, have them learn a trade by watching my videos. And that makes me feel so good. That makes me feel like I want to continue to do this. A lot of times I'm recording for you guys. It's not easy. It's not easy here for me to explain it to you. It's not easy for me here to go through step by step when I could be focusing on my work. But this is something that I'm very passionate about. I love to teach you guys. I love to share my knowledge, my expertise. If I learn something new while I'm doing this right now, I like to explain. I like to point it out and be like, guys, I learned this and it's new. I never know of this, and it's something new and it's more efficient. It makes my job more better. And I share it with you guys, so that way someone out there who is maybe working in the factory, I'm not blushing or looking down on no one who works in the factory, but I strongly believe that every human being out there, every young youth should have a career. They should have a trade. Nowadays, if you don't have a trade, it's hard for you to survive. So my goal is to teach you young guys out there, bring you out here in the trade, so that way you can go out there and feed your family. That's it. That's what it's all about. So that's the reason why sometimes I keep repeating myself, because I want to make sure that the young youths get what I'm trying to explain, what the message I'm trying to spread. I want to make sure that it resonates to them in a way where they can be like, yes, I learned something from this video. Yeah, that's the motive, you know. So we have this stone here. We're just gonna connect this one onto that one. I want to explain to you guys, how do I know whether or not if I need to put a stone as I go up. So I'm gonna put this one right here. I'm gonna remove one of those spacers that we have down here. So why do I put a medium here? One of the reasons why I put a medium here, because I have a medium over here. So you want to put something that the same size that close to the corner, so that way you can make a return. So if I did have a medium here, I might put a different size over here, even though you still can put a medium on top of a medium. But in most cases you want to try avoid putting the same stone on top of each other, right? So now that we have a medium here, what you can do here on top of this small, you can put a different size, so that way you can break the band, but you don't want to go no higher than the biggest size stone you have here. For instance, this one would be our biggest size, which would be 12 inches. So if I put a size, for instance, like this one here, it will end up to be the same as the biggest one that we have here, in which and that's what I'm going to put here, just so that way I can break the band that we have here, and I can create a nice little pattern right in this section here. It's very important for you to take your time, do the job right. The more patient you have, is the better result you're going to get in breaking up the band and installing your veneer stone, or any type of stone you can possibly think of installing. So we're going to put one right in here. What I want to do here now, we want to measure. So how we're going to do this, we're going to measure from the existing stone that's already here, which would be this one. You want to put your tape right to the end of this one that's already installed, minus the joint. So here this would be 10 3/4. That's this piece that we need to cut for here. So if you're installing the stone and you don't back butter using the same mortar that I'm using, I think you should be fine. I don't think you have to, in my opinion. But yeah, so one of the things you want to check as you lay your stone, which I just go and I check, you want to check to make sure, you want to check to ensure that you have sufficient stone in sizes. So for instance, we have here 3 different dimensions, or 4 different dimensions. We have here a big, a medium, a small, and a semi-big. Now as you go in your installation, you want to keep a highs out, just to make sure that you're using them accordingly. So you're checking to make sure that if you have a lot of medium left, use up mostly medium. If you have a lot of semi-big, you use most of those ones, because you don't want to run it in a way where you only have medium left and you have a huge piece of wall that you need to install corner piece on. And it's the same with the flat one as well. As you go, you check to see that you're using it accordingly, because what will happen, you will find where you have only small pieces left, or you only have medium pieces left. So as you go, ask your helper to check for you to make sure that you're using the stone accordingly. Okay? If you're getting value from this video so far, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more upcoming video like this one. Your boy Ryan love you, and don't forget to go and check out the 1KB renovation new channel that we created. Show your boy Ryan some love by subscribing, hit the post notification bell, so that way once we upload new renovation video, you get notified. And as you know, your boy Ryan is very passionate about his work. You know what I mean? I take strong pride into my work. I'm a perfectionist as well, so you know. So if you come over there, you're gonna learn the real, the true, and the right way. And I'm certified. I went to school for it, so I'm giving you as I get it directly from the board. All right? So what I noticed, I have a lot of small, so we're gonna throw in a few more small than most of the other ones. So here, I'm gonna use a small piece right over here now. This video, I don't want to draw it out too long either, because I promise you guys a 15-minute video. So I am gonna bring you back here once I get up a little further up in the video, just to outline a few more tips and tricks to you all. All right. So before I close this video, one thing I want to point out to you guys, the way you know how to maintain the pattern in the stonework, this joint, we call this joint our bed joint. The bed joint, or this one, the bed joint, you don't want to go no longer than 4 feet. As you reach 4 feet, you want to break it by put a different size stone, just like you see I did here, by putting this stone to this line here breaks. Now the head joint, which would be this joint, you don't want to go no higher than the biggest size stone that you have, which would be this one. Oh, it's low down, you can't see it. But this would be a 12 inches one, the bigger one to this one we showed you guys earlier. So try not to go no higher than 12 inches. And remember, if you put one size as this with a small, it's going to be the same as the big. Once you reach up to that height, you have to break it and put a stone across. I have lots of video where I explaining this to you guys, so that way you can learn from them. So feel free to go and check out one of those videos. But for now, I'm going to bring you back later on while I just run up this wall here. I don't want to draw in the video too long, okay? Okay guys, well there you have it. Hope you get value from this video. If you do get value from this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more upcoming video like this one. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to go and check out 1KB Renovation and remember to subscribe so that way you can get notified. Check out one of those videos or this one and follow me on our social media, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook at 1KB Construction. Love you guys as always. Be safe out there.